Did any of you start the pages I gave out yesterday? Yeah. So let's just I guess we should do a quick recap. Refresh my brain a little bit. We were in Lamed Daled, right? Cheshen Mishpat Lamed Daled. So the Ramah says, anyone that takes any type of financial benefit from testifying, it's bottle. So someone pays you to be a witness, it's bottle. Now, continue the next line of Ramah. The Ramah says, you don't need to machriz that this guy's apostle. Ella, hadin ve'ed is bottle matzma. It's automatically bottle. As soon as someone takes money to be testifying, let's say he gives back the money. What's the din? Dinoi ve'edusai kayomim. Then the din is kayom.
Where were we reading?
So in the Ramah and Lamed Daled.
Okay. Rishko Kimball.
Right. So l'chayr is because he's negei b'dov. If you get paid to testify, so you're negei. Negei is possible. So we saw the Ketzais brings and the Shach and the Sma. They all bring the Ir Shushan, the Levush, that says that the reason why, if you are being paid to testify, you're potter. If you're negei, why you puzzle, is because Adam Kovetz Alatzmai. Right? Adam Kovetz Alatzmai. You're benefiting from it, so I can testify. We saw that the Sma and the Shach say it's not because Adam Kovetz Alatzmai, it's because there's a Chashash Mishak. If he did Chashash, there's no Chashash that this guy's going to tell a lie just because you paid him. Okay, let's take a look in the Noda B'Yehuda. That was.
Is that just because it's
that's
Erev
a summary, huh?
Is that because it's Erev Purim?
No.
That we're holding.
Yeah. Yeah, he wrote a few swarm. He called them all off. The Purim says Mordechai, the Levush. So it says in the Noda B'Yehuda, Simchav Zayin Sheila. This is the kasha in the printed papers. Ma'aseh be'isha shalach ba'aleh b'nei sayam. There was a woman. Her husband went to Chutz La'aretz. After many, many days, I guess it means many years more like, everyone forgot about the guy. They forgot about him. Case closed. But now, after many years, a witness comes over to this guy's wife, who's Aguna. She's stuck in his marriage. I have Eidus that will help you. Rak. But I wish it didn't really hach or sach, I think you probably say. Sach kazeh. I'll testify for you about your husband, but it's going to cost you $100,000. Then you'll be able to live the rest of your life, get married, have kids, but you got to pay me $100K. Right? V'asilach, and I'll testify. So what happened? Vaz. Ishlisha isha sach kazeh yad shlish. She gave the money to a third party. She didn't pay him. She put the money by, what's it called? In the holding account, an escrow account. But she said to him, if the Eidus helps, you get the money, you get the $100K. If not, then I'm not paying you, right? He testified to Beis Din. Her husband, he became a Christian, he became a kaifa.
Hemir?
Or mace, and he died. What's the word, Hamer in English?
Converted?
He
denied,
to denounce. He denounced his apostate. He became a Christian, whatever happened. Hamer Dosai, or mace, and he died. And not just that he died, but this guy, this witness was standing there during the death. He witnessed him dying. So that's the case. So we have the case, says the Noda B'Yehuda, that this woman, she's a guna, aide comes and says, I know your husband died, but I'm only going to testify if you give me 100K. Right?
That's all.
Well, she doesn't say how much, but he says he's going to testify, pay me a lot. I mean, probably this guy was obviously not a nice person because he's mechuyev to testify anyway free of charge, right? So he's obviously trying to milk her for whatever she has. Her life is ruined, and he says, I can save you.
But that's only the start.
Okay, so what would the Dayanim say? How would you pass in such a case? The Chayr is Negeh B'Dava.
What's the latest?
He's Negeh B'Dava. He'll only make the money. He's only going to make the money if she wins, if she can remarry. So she's totally Negeh B'Dava.
Is he lying?
He's Negeh B'Dava. We don't know. But he's Negeh B'Dava. If he's believed, he makes 100,000. So he's got all the reason in the world to lie, to make you look convincing. He's more Negeh B'Dava than she is. I don't know. She might not get married. No one might ever marry this girl, right? But he's going to make 100,000. Who was? Oh, so let's see. So, Pascha Dayanim, She'ein Eidusa Mieles. The Eidus is nothing. Eidus ain't good. Kevin She'hu Negeh B'Dava. Since he's Negeh B'Dava, this is worse than a regular guy that gets paid to testify. Why is it called Noit Schalahid? So the reason why it's worse than a regular Noit Schalahid is because a regular Noit Schalahid says, give me $100 and I'll testify. Here, it wasn't give me $100, I'll testify. Is if the Eidus helps, then you pay me. So it's even worse. It's not pay me and I'll testify. It's I'll testify, and if the Eidus helps, then you'll pay me. So it's like he's mamish negeh b'dava. It's even more than a regular aid, right? In other words, a regular guy you'll pay him a lie. He'll testify. But, will he tell the truth? Will he lie? Okay, whatever. But here, this guy's got all the reason in the world. Once you paid him, he can say whatever he wants. Here, he hasn't got the money yet till he testifies, till he wins.
But
Okay.
if he hadn't said that, you believe he testified, and he's still wanting money to testify, that would still be enough to pass him, yes.
Well, we'll see. That's the Shaila here. The Shulchan, the Ramah says, if you know the Schalahayid, you parcel.
Right.
It's parcel. Until you give the money back. Once you give the money back, then it's kasha. That's what the Ramah said, right? The Ramah says you give the money back, now your Eidus is kasha. It's a bit of it's a chiddush. We'll see why. There's a big machlekes here. If you give, what would you say? If you give the money back, now the Eidus is kasha? Let's see. I'm with Shuvas Mem Beisim Sadiches. The Pasku Shiach Ze Amoyes Leisha. You should give the money back to the woman. The Salek Atzmai. He should pat himself from the whole thing. Then he should testify again. And then she'll be divorced, right? Then she'll be a widow. After you testify, then she can give you whatever she wants. She's not going to give you a dime, a penny. Then she can give you whatever she wants. And he testified again. So it sounds a bit like, they say, listen, she's not mechuyev to pay you, testify, and then she can pay if she wants. It's like everyone knows he's going to get paid. She agreed to pay him. She's going to feel like a pig not to pay him now. You agreed you're going to pay me because Basin said they're not to. So it sounds very dodgy, right?
Yeah.
It was a lot.
So now he's testifying. Now you've got some people coming along and they're all upset about this. Since he testified, now the guy's negeh b'dava. Now it doesn't help him to be misalik. So we saw the shach a few times. Shach holds once he testified once, he's going to say the same thing now. What's going to happen? Just l'sabes oizen. So they tell Basin, your Eidus is bottle, you're being paid nothing. Right? If she wants to, she can pay you. Then they're going to say, did you want to testify? What's he going to say? No? You're going to leave this aguna here? Eidus, you're not going to testify? So he's stuck. Either he comes out like a Rosh or Marusha, Bevadai, that he knows Adis he's not testifying, or he just lies. He's willing to lie anyway, so he might as well lie to save his own skin now. Once he said to them that he knows Adis, once he testified, he's got no choice. He's got to say the same thing again. What's he going to say? Actually, maybe now I forgot. So if he's willing to lie for the $100, right? Why wouldn't he lie now to save his name, save his reputation? He's about to become the most evil guy in town. You know, Adis, this poor woman, she's good for 20 years. You know, Adis is not going to testify. The guy's a sick Russia. Of course he's got to testify now, free of charge. And he might make the money. You know, that's another thing. She's going to pay him afterwards. Okay. So it looks like it's a dodgy case, but you look in the shot, you look in the Ramah, we saw the Ramah. It seems to be like they're passing like the Ramah. The Ramah says that if you're getting paid to testify, the Adis is bottle until you give the money back. Once you give the money back, then you can testify. So the Ramah is arguing with the Shach, right? The Shach is the one that says, it doesn't matter. Was the agreement you have to be paid? Was there an agreement that he has to pay you or not?
Let's say that there was like a wink. Like,
was it a binding agreement or not? It seems to be that these places,
but it was
an understanding.
Listen,
the minig,
buddy. Don't worry about
the minig Kala matzal einu mafsid, right? Whoever helps you is going to lose. Yeah. So l'chayra, that's not called. He's negei b'davar. That's what these Rabbanim here said. Not the Nagib here is saying that these Paiskim said she can pay you whatever she wants afterwards, but she's not mechayiv to. That's fine. That's what they paskined. We'll see how the Nagib likes it or not. But that's not called your negei b'davar. Just because someone, any aid, if you come and you testify for anyone, might come up to you after and say, "Thank you for helping me out. You gave me, I made $10 million bucks for you. Here's something."
With my boss, right? A deal came in, and we both had the same one. He wanted to be on the call, whatever. So I was like, he's like, "I really want to be on your call." I was like, "Well," he's like, "Oh, I got another one at the time." So I said, "What if we swap?" Mine was significantly smaller than which was originally mine. It was going to be the bigger deal. I swapped with him, but I kind of was hoping that maybe this kind of I'm going to help you out. Maybe, who knows? I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything, but it's kind of like maybe this might be beneficial in the future.
Right. That's what happens. Right. It happens all the time, especially in business. But like the guy, you want to keep working with the guy, right? Even if he doesn't deserve the commission, but you're going to throw him a bone, like give him something to,
Yeah, it's kind of like a.
The passion is you're not puzzle aiders, otherwise every aid's puzzle, right? We don't, unless there's a deal, a contract with a guy, he's not the negei b'davar. L'chayra. V'aimani, says the Nadi B'Yehuda. V'aimani, she'mesupakani im tzarech kan silikano, klal. I don't even know if this guy, this aid, has to be misalik himself b'chlal. Does he have to be misalik himself b'chlal? Why not? Maybe his aid is his kosher, even if you're paying him. Let's think about it for a second. Even if it's negei b'davar, he's going to make $100,000. He's kosher leidus. Take a look yourself. A woman's never to say her husband died. He's a man, and she's the most negei b'davar, right? A woman can say her husband died. Now she get remarried. In other words, we know that this woman's married. She's in town, living with her husband for 10 years. And all of a sudden, she wants to get married to another guy. Hey, where's your husband? We went on a cruise, he fell off, he died. How do we believe her? Where they ate him? We believe her. Why?
Well, I mean, for her, it's a very stringent.
So that's what Gemara says, because she's going to really mess herself over if not.
Yeah, that's why you can believe it. But this guy,
she's also to him, also to him. So why do we believe? Why is the husband?
Because there's no consequence to him other than
she's asserted him.
Yeah.
Right. So Ella, you could be mechalik, says the Nabbi Yehuda. The Bishlema she herself daika mitzvah. She doesn't get married without making sure good and proper that the husband's dead. Avalhu negeu mashaka. But this aid, he'll lie. He's got the Gemara's klal is daika mitzvah. She doesn't want to get remarried unless her husband's dead, right? But this aid, he's making $100,000. He's not checking out anything.
Okay, maybe she killed her husband, but okay, fine.
Okay, it doesn't help. Her dig won't help. So v'ayintes v'yon zav kuf tes vav omad aleph seif divrei maskel time of day derechad v'aymani Now, says I'm not sure where he's bringing Taisus. I didn't get a chance to look it up, but okay. Vayman Yishutas Rambam. Says in the Libya, the Rambam holds, the time of the Eidachad hu mishum milsa David leglui. According to the Rambam, the reason why one Eid is name would say the husband died, because it's a milsa David leglui. The witness is not going to come in and say, you know what, the husband died, and then Baba Ragla 5 minutes later. What do you mean it died? I'm here I am. And this Eidachad is now possible forever. Could the mashma devar pregnant bezil chazgerishin lachat ezva b'say pregnant gimel chazgerishin. Equal mission hide Yavamas dafayin zayin on that. The Makshba Gemara. Umi mehemen. The Gemara says in Yavamas. Umi mehemen. The Gemara is talking about the story of David HaMelech, right? That he came from Ammon, from Rusa Mayavia. So came along someone called Yatir and said that he's Makabel from the basin of Shmuel Aramasi. That Moaveloi Moav is, that Gemara, that famous Gemara, right? And David's Kasha. So the Gemara asks, we believe this guy. He was Makabel from Shmuel, from basin of Shmuel. How do we believe this guy? V'amar call Tabuchachim Shemayr Alacha Uba. Any Tabuchachim that passes Alacha Ba Im Kaida Maisa Amra. So the Gemara that says, if a Tabuchachim gets up in the basin of Medrash and starts passing halachas, and then the Maisa happens, we believe him. But if a Maisa happens, then he says, guess what? I was Makabel from Yankel, from the basin of whatever, that this kid's not a mamzer anymore. We say, hold on a minute. We don't believe him. Right? So here, this is Achar Maisa. How do we believe this guy? He's Nageh B'dav L'chayra. It's too late. V'imlav ein shaymin lai. Umataret, and the Gemara answers, Shani Hachad, or Shmuel, Beisim Kayam. The Gemara says, you know why we believe Yatir? Because Shmuel's alive. We're going to ask him in 5 minutes. We're going to find out if he's lying. That's what Gemara answers. So we can believe him when he says, a Shmuel Paskand, that Amoy V'loya, Maya V'loya Me'avis, that whole drosha. Upirish Rashi, how does Rashi explain this? Milsa Davidi Leglui Loi Meshakri, Ba'inshi. Even though this guy's Eidachad, he's kind of Paskin what the basin of Shmuel said. Since it's Milsa Davidi Leglui, we're going to find out what the truth is. Even Eidachad doesn't lie, so he's got extra mnemonis.
Now, this is problematic because in the case of the Gemara saying that the basin of Shmuel is Kayim, right? He exists, Shmuel's alive, the basin's alive. That's easily found out. This person's missing. You don't know where he is. You don't know if he's alive. You don't know if he's dead. How you can say he's going to come in the next 5 minutes or the next month?
So the question is, what does David Leglui mean? You're saying David Leglui means it's we're going to definitely find out, or his pshat is that it could be found out. L'chayra, how he's learning is anything that you could find out. If Eidach comes and says, guess what? I saw, no one saw it, but I saw da 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 da. We don't believe you. But if it's something that tomorrow you could find out that the guy's a liar, he's going to be more careful. It upgrades his mnemonis if he could be busted tomorrow, right? We're going to check the cameras tomorrow. We're going to find out. We might see there might have been footage. So all of a sudden, the guy's he's scared. L'chayra, that's what he's understanding. As soon as it's possible to find out, it's already upgrades his mnemonis.
I mean, it's the whole spectrum, right? How possible is it?
Right. If it's super unlikely, then okay.
I mean, the guy went trekking in Nepal or something like that. You don't know, or Africa, or Alaska.
I remember in a time. So this is the Muslim Kodim Ma'isa. I remember in a time. Tahainu dafka echad duatz my negei bedavar k'gani Yisra. Yitra, I don't know how you say his name. That's if he's negei bedavar. If the Eidachud is negei bedavar, shayatzach la'isahira shari bas yishai nosa. This guy Yitro came out with his psak. He married the daughter of Yishai. So it turns out he needed this psak also. He was negei bedavar. That's why he needed this whole thing of Mr. David Legloyi. But Eidachad that's not Nageh B'Dava will believe in Stamazai. Hayim Mizeh, Yitro Hayim Nageh B'Dava, Shuat Meinosa Bas Yisha. Yitro was Nageh B'Dava because he's married to, I guess, David's sister. He's believed because it's a Milsa David Legloyi before Rashi. You won't lie if you know it's going to come out. Alma Milsa David Legloyi, Afilu Nageh, Naaman. Even someone who's negeh b'dava's nema. V'lo chashtin like the mishaker. I have a big kasha on this. I'll ask you in a second. Let's finish this paragraph. Aber Mr. David Legoy afil negeh nema v'lo chashtin like the mishaker. We can be decision nem behemen eidachad gam ken meta mata Mr. David Legoy afil negeh kasha like mishaker ba. So what he's saying also by a decision. Eidechad is Ne'eman if it's going to find out.
But only if he gives the money back.
Hold on, even if he doesn't get the money back, he's not getting Dova. He's making $1 million here. He's not getting Dova 1,000%. This is Eidechad in the case of the Nadi B'Yehuda. He's not getting Dova. He's making $100,000. But guess what? Right? The husband might walk in. Maybe he went on a long vacation. Maybe the boat got stuck. He's going to show up tomorrow, right? And then this guy's going to turn out to be the biggest crook. He's going to have to pay the money back. And the whole town will know he's a sticking liar. He's machshel, this Isha and Isha's Ish. You know, he's machshel, the new husband, the Isha's Ish. He's like the biggest Rosh in the whole town, right? It's a Milsavid Laguli. You don't mess about like that. The kasha I have, listen to this kasha. Tell me if you think this is a kasha. The Nadi B'Yehuda is saying over here, right? Bringing Gemara, Rashi, that by most of a guy doesn't lie. By Yatir. You see, by Yatir, the Yatir, since it's a Vidal he is going to, he's not going to lie, right? Because he married Yishai's daughter. I don't understand. If on the side, right? On the side that he's lying, this guy Yatir. So it turns out what his kids are goyim basically, right? His kids are then Bas Yishai,
Yishai
you say but his mother. What was the story? His mother.
Bobby was Rus.
So Yishai came from Rus. So either way, his kids are Jewish. Question is, did he marry a Yid? So it might have committed him if he's married the Yid, they married the
Well,
Goy.
if Yishai didn't marry a Yid, then David Melech was,
No, so Yishai.
David's mother has to be Jewish.
Boaz and Ruth had Oyved. Oyved had
Yishai. So he's married to Yishai's daughter.
David's sister.
So he's married to Yishai's daughter. So she might be. So either way, she's Jewish. She just might not have a Yiddish father. That's all. His wife might not have a Jewish father. So what's he saying? Why is he in a gay B'dava here? Because he's married to her. Well, he has to be mitzi her. Why is he in a gay B'dava here? He's saying Yat is Nageh B'dava. Why? Because he's married to this Yishai's daughter.
So he's essentially a Karov, basically.
He's a Karov to. He's saying he's Nageh B'dava because he's a Karov of David. That's why he's saying he's Nageh B'dava?
That was my understanding.
I think he's saying Hari Bas Yishai Nelsa. He's married to the daughter. So Memela is Nageh him. It's Nageh where his children share and his children are. Saying either way, his kids are Jewish. He's married a Goya. He's married someone whose father's not Jewish. That's a Chigarua, right? See, the way he says it, he says he's Nageh B'dava. Why? Read the line, 4 lines from the bottom. Who else Nageh B'dava given the Yitrashayot Tzarech Loisayara? He needed this Ayra. Why did he need this Ayra? I don't understand. What's in the gate of this Ayra? Shari Bas Yishai Nosa. Why did he need this Ayra? He married. He's the guy that came in and said Shmuel Aramosi's basin says Amoin V'Amoinis, right?
Should I bring out enough?
I don't need the Nach. He married Shari Bas Yishai Nosa. He married Bas Yishai. He needed that psak. I guess because they would be mighty him otherwise. He said, listen, she's Jewish either way. Yishai's wife was Jewish. Right?
So what's the question?
So why did he need it? He's saying he needed this Hira to matter his wife.
We don't know why he needed the Hurrah, though.
So Rebbeinu Tam is saying, let's see, I guess we should see Taisus really over there.
Yeah.
Taisus is saying, Ivamas Ein Zayin Amud Aleph, that he needed the Hira. I'll take it on my phone. Why did he need the Hira? That's the kasha. You hear the kasha? He's saying that he was Nageh B'dava. Yitro had Negias. Why? Because he's married to David's sister. So what? But either way, she's Jewish.
Right.
Either way, his kids are Jewish. Why did he need the Ahira? Why is he Nageh B'dava?
That's a question.
Because otherwise, it turns out he married his father's a goy. And what's the din? Okay, Yud Zayin.
Yud Zayin or Ayin?
Ayin Zayin Omid Aleph. Ayin Zayin Omid Aleph. Here. Aymer ben Adam, deine Dafke hege du atme de gebe dovak gan yitra. Shayetzar Chloisara, Shari Basi Shainasa. He married Yishai's daughter, Kedichsev Asher Ba, Al Avigail, Bas Nachash, Favin Pered Kamed of Basra, Bas Misha Mes Ba Itya Shal Nachash. So he married this Bas Yishai. Geen Pered, because it says he died back to Shal Nachash. Yishai was one of the tzaddikim that didn't die from. He was a tzaddik gomer. He died with Edge Shal Nachash. Geen Pered Noisin Ala Anus. So got big gash Eid Al Ishtai. Okay. So this is what he's saying now. Pered Noisin Ala Rusa. Gash Eid Al Ishtai. B'Sheva Bonav. Pered Kasar Yuchsin. Gabi Ufud Rav Yehuda. B'chol Duch with the Meisela. Hay Hein Sichel Eizara. Vol Ein Sichel Eizara Shem Eloi. Af Bishaloi Omra. Ad Shas Masa. Gesh Heidal Ishtai, what's it saying over there? Okay, so I don't know, so it's Taisus. Taisus saying he needs this, it's Kash on Taisus, I have to be Ma'ayin. Okay, so he needs the Eidus, fine. So either way, so Lemaskana, what's the Taisus saying? They're saying Eidechad, even if you negate Bedova, says Taisus, Eidechad is negate Bedova. Once we know that it's a Milsa David Leglui, you're Naiman. Therefore, asks the Nodim Yehuda, this guy, even if he gets paid, why is he puzzled? Pay the guy. He's negate Bedova. So what? But it's a Milsa David Leglui, unless you have Bedova's kasha that it's not very likely, right? But it's a Muslim video legloya. You could find out. Memela, he should be naman. Eidach should be naman to mate elishon. Next paragraph. Sheesh l'shadis narga boy razu. You could throw another spanner in the works here. Dari amar bivo mespek chelis dafim zayin gabi plukta the river abona. Gabi ger in tzarch raya. The guy says he's a ger, right? Does he need the proof? The Posko Rambam v'Arosh Chir Baraba the Bein v'Eretz v'Mechutz La'aretz. The guy has to prove that he's a ger, right? Because of Rambam Rosh, Afilu Omar, even if a guy says Nisgayati, but basin should play, we don't believe a guy to say, I did the gerus in the basin of whatever it is, and of Schwartz's basin. You're not naman. You're not naman unless you bring a raya. Vene. How is the gam ken oimer of basin should play? He says I was a guy in this specific basin, so it's a Muslim did the glory of Afa Pichain. He's not Naaman. You could find out very easily where they did gerus. Send a shliach to the basin of whoever it is in America. Find out that this guy did gerus by you, right? The L'chera says there, this is a stira. What's the difference? So here I've got a Pasha Teretz, right? I have a very nice teretz here. Tell me what you think of this teretz. First of all, you hear his kasha. Why by Ger do we say he's not Naaman, but by Yitro we say he is Naaman?
If it was a Yid or Goy?
It was a Yid.
Yeah.
So it's-
And they say, a Yid has a different status than a non-Yid.
Right. So he's got, so
for a
that,
number of reasons, the non-Yid may not hold the same yira of being found out to be this or that or whatever.
oh, that's what I was thinking, like you were saying.
No, he holds it.
He holds it because there's a the chazok or no. But I was saying, like he's saying, if this guy's a goy, right, on the side that he's a goy, he never was Megayer, so he doesn't care about being found out to be not the biggest Yerushalayim that he lied. If Yitra's always a Jew, there's no shaila if Yitra's a Jew. He's a Jew. Yitra's a Jew, right? He's got busha. If he gets found out, he's an Elech Yid. You lied. How'd you do this? This guy's a goy. A guy comes in, I'm Jewish. If he's not, if you don't believe that he's a Jew, so he's a goy. He's got no busha. So stubborn goy came in and lied. Okay, he lied. It's not like he robbed the bank or anything. The guy lied. Okay, people do it. On the side that he's lying, he's a goy. So Mehechatesi that he should be believed because he might be found out. He's got a choice. Either you're a goy, or you'll be found. You might find out. You might be found out. You'll be a yid, but you might be found out.
In the case of this guy's claiming to be a Gert Siddiq,
Yeah.
you have to check with the base team.
Right, but why? Why isn't he believed? Because that's kash. Why isn't he believed? He might be busted. Because if he is busted, what's going to happen? You'll kick him out of the community. And if he's a goy, he's out of the community. Either way, it's a lose-lose situation. So what are your choices? You're a goy, we don't accept you, or you're a yid, but we might find out that you're a goy and you'll be kicked out. Either way, he's out. He has nothing to lose here, right? No? Okay, maybe that's what he's saying. V'hinei. Says the Nabi Yehuda. V'hinei. How is a gamken oiber basic plane? You've after pichenen never last week. You got to go to the glory. But the Chayra says this Nabi Yehuda. Says zel hay de le'el. So why here do we believe and why not? You can make a chiluk. The Bishlam this goy, we know he was a goy, ain't an eminent latzmai. He's not believed to make himself kosher here. Even if you're going to find out, we know because there's a cheskes goy. The higher lacha he refefes biyodam. They didn't know the halacha by a child that came from Amai, right? Avner said, it's kasha. Ella, the actual dayeg. Dayeg asked him kashas, vishtiku, and he shut him up, right? Imkain, lo is chazik isur. There's no chazkas isur on this guy. Le'efech, Avner wanted to say he was he's kasha. Imagine if you had now the head of the army would be like the place Kadar also, right? Different times, huh?
Doig was
Doig was.
a bit of a troublemaker.
Avner was the Satzava, and he was also like the place Kadar, right? He was one of the Gedalim, one of the Paiskim.
Leadership ain't what it used to be.
V'lakach exactly. V'imken leis chazik zeh. V'lakach shapes amchin nahai. Therefore, that's why they were saying because by David there was no Chazik Isura. There's no Chazik Isura, so you could be saying on Milsa David Legluyi. So what about the Isha? Is the Isha is Chazik Isura? Vimkain Gabi Isha. Di Becheskas Isha's Ish. Vave is Chazik Isura. She's a married woman. It's Chazik Isura. So Negei Apostle, therefore you can't be saying on this Eidachod, this Milsa Vidigloy, because there's Chazik Isura. So when can you be saying on Eidachod, says there's no to be heard by Milsa Vidigloy? That's only if there's no Chazik Isura. Otherwise, he proves from Ger that Chazik Isura you're not Naaman. You could dray and say there's different looking. Bein Hai de Ger, Bein Hai de Yitro, Bishlam Gabe Ger. Because Gabe Ger, Bein the Eidas Gemura. By Ger, there's a thing you need the Eidas Gemura, you need two Eidim. I feel made like Eid Echad, Sheinu Negei Bedovar. Even one Eid who's not Negei Bedovar, Einoi, Mail, Achele, Shnaim. You need two Eidim.
My friends, we have a share going here.
We're learning here. And you're like,
Thanks.
yeah, it's like doing it for you.
So, by Ger, you need two witnesses. What's this? Even if the guy's not like, so he's saying that the din of Eidus needs mamish Eidus, and by an issue you don't need mamish Eidus. There's no din Eidus.
Eidus doesn't help you because she's Cheskes.
Eidus would help you if you have Eidus that the husband died. It should be potter, should be mutter.
He's saying by din Garrett, you need
two Eidim. By issue you need one Eid. Okay, Vimkain. Ain't a Tamishim Eidus.
Wait a minute, where are you?
I'm in the 10 page, 5 lines down.
2, 3.
we'll start from 4 lines down. In the middle of 4 lines down, Avagabe Talmid Chacham Shemeira, Talmid Chacham is paskening, Ein a Tam Shem Edus. When the Talmid Chacham says this is Mut to Asa Kasha Pasal, it's not because of Edus, Darim Ein a Negei Bedavar Kasha. If he's not a gay Bedavar, so he's believed. Place comes and says this is Kasha Pasal. After who Yechidi, even if there's one Talmid Chacham, you're in the basin. When the Talmid Chacham paskins, it's not coming b'Teres Edus. So that's why you believe this guy by Dayah, Yatir. El Degavi Negeya Pasal. If the Talmid Chacham is a gay Bedavar, there's Pasal Meshum Techashdina Dimishaker. If the Talmid Chacham says the meat's kosher, but he's a gay Bedavar, he happens to be working in the restaurant. She's lying. Therefore, if we're going to find out the truth, we're saying on him. So what's the maskana?
Has he just puzzled every single Tudat Hechsher on a restaurant?
Why? Because he's negei b'dava.
They're all getting money for the.
Well, it's even worse than that. He could end up marrying her.
That's true. Imken Gabi Aguna. Legabi Aguna. This woman is Aguna. She's stuck. The Gamken loy ba'inu Eidos Gemara. You do not need Eidos Gemara. How do I know you don't need Eidos Gemara? What's his right? You don't need Eidos Gemara.
You can even have an Isha on behalf of this Aguna.
Oh, Shari, I feel Kroivim. V'chol psuli Eidos ksherim la. Chus Marasha Doraisa. Any car of a sister says I saw the husband died, she's muteris. A Apostle a guy who's Apostle a cousin, a relative, a gambler, someone who doesn't have a job.
Politician.
They're all named. Chutz Rosh Daraisa, the Ha'hoy is Ish Rasha Mishaker, because he's going to lie. V'teida, Dehecha Deinu Mishaker, if he's not going to lie, I feel a Rosh Kosher, even though Rosh is kosher, if it's Mesiach Lefitumai, if you know he's not lying, he's Mesiach Lefitumai. He says, I was by the Levi of the husband and I bumped into your friend. Why? What do you mean by the Levi? Yeah, he died. He's Mesiach Lefitumai. He's not coming to testify about that. If he doesn't even realize that you care about what he's saying, that's called Mesiach Lefitumai. He's speaking stam, then we believe him. So you don't need Eidos. So you see that it's nothing to do with Eidos. Even in Russia, Gomer, we believe him, not because of Eidos, because we want to know here the truth. And once you know what the MS is, he's Mesiach Lefitumai, it's good. Therefore, even someone who's a Gebedov is kosher. Because even if you're Negea, you're not going to lie when you're going to be busted.
Assuming that is Busha, where he's not worried about the consequences of being busted.
Yeah.
Which is what a Russia might be.
Yeah, but here we're not talking about the guy's not Russia. Here the guy is testifying. He's
Yeah.
Okay. So turns out, says the Noda B'Yehuda, there's 2 types of Eidos. One type of Eidos is you need a din Eidos. You need Eidim to come and testify that this ger is a good Yid. Right? You need 2 Eidim. But there's another type of Eidos. By Aguna, you don't need Eidos B'chal. We just want to know what happened. However you find out, you show video footage, it's not Eidos. We see the guy got shot, we see the guy died. Muteres. A Russia comes in his Mesiach Lefitumai. He's Naaman.
Is he saying that this is different from Eid Echad Neman B'Yisurim?
Yeah, this is not Eid Echad Neman B'Yisurim, because there you need Eid Echad.
Not even Eid.
You don't
not even Eid.
Right, there's no Eidos here. You just need to know that it happened.
Fascinating.
Once we see, and even if you got this aid, who's Negei B'dava, he's being paid $1 million to testify, but since it's Milsa David Legloye and he's going to ruin his reputation, so he's not going to lie, that's enough to know that he's not lying.
So what other circumstances could the same concept apply to?
I don't think any. It's just something that by Aguna they said, we don't care, we don't need Eidos. Hikinu Barabana, you don't need Eidos for Aguna. Her sister can testify, any car of anyone could testify. She's now on herself.
And this is special din by Aguna.
Aguna, yeah.
Wonderful.
L'chaira.
Okay.
Ach shematzasi la'arif beperk ha'chaylet gabei b'shmudana da'achva de misna ukosav arif I want to skip, turn the page. We're running very late, so we're going to skip, turn to the next page. He has a whole kasha on the Rambam. Lemil Sikamaisi, third paragraph. You got it? Lemil Sikamaisi Shlefizah. Back to the original. He has a whole long detour. You can't bring a rye from the Rambam that someone who's negeh b'dava will lie by Milsa David Legloy. The shani kan deloy haya ovid Legloy klal. Avabai is the nidin done. Shalai sachra isolai checker. She never paid this guy to lie. He came along and he said, I know Eidos for you. Vishlisha, and she put the money by the shlish, schirusa, vishlisha schirusa, she put the money in escrow. She still got the svara. The whole reason why she's Neman, you don't need Eidos, it's because daika mitzvah. So since we're not
that term,
she checks. The reason why the Chazal will make her with her is because daika mitzvah. She's not going to stop get married if her husband's alive. She checks good and good. She loved the husband. She does full research. She gets into the kishkas and she finds out if her husband's really dead. She's going to interrogate him more than Basin can, and then she'll get married. Daika mitzvah. Kevin the enkata bein lebein bala. Since there's no,
that's another consideration.
Since they weren't fighting, Father Milsa David Legloy. Okay, since the whole reason is that a person's not going to lie if he can be busted, some poskim hold that this whole thing is a din deraisa. It's not a takon sagunas. Ashaladati afar Rambam sevikein. I think I hold even the Rambam says it's deraisa. Kein beidachot shehu atzmoi ra misa. Im ken kosher my tam gabi isha ish einem and amisishtai shisa chaisai. And then in that case I got a kasha. Reuven sees his wife die. Why can't he go ahead and marry the sister? Why is he not Naaman? That's his kasha. So in other words, he's negeh b'dava. It's a milsta v'dilugloi. Maybe if she's alive, then she. So why can't he marry a sister? He's not Naaman to marry the sister. Why not? Avalididi asishape. It's not shver. Why? The kan lo yahava v'dilugloi. Rak mishum diukadidah. The whole reason why it's a v'dilugloi. This is answering your kasha before. Why is that v'dilugloi? The guy's in China. Oh, yeah, v'dilugloi. Because she is going to do the research. She doesn't want to become asa on both of them now. The Avida Gloi is only because of her research. She's going to make sure she doesn't want to become asa l'kol alma now, right? Ela shabayis hema imayel zeh diuka zuta or bein diuka rabba. What level of diuka do you need? What level of research do you need? The husband doesn't. This man doesn't care. He's going to marry the sister. What does he care?
How does he use AI?
To what? To find out if she's alive. Kevin Shekhala, I don't know. Kevin Shaloi Chmata B'Seifai. Kevin Shaloi Chmata B'Seifai. Since he doesn't have any chumrah at the end, he's not going to check B'Chal. Okay, he thinks she's dead. Let him marry the sister, right? There's no chumrah on him. He can go back to his original. If she's alive, he can go back to his original wife.
No, yes, the divorce with him there.
But the condition to the sister wasn't Davis. He could go back to his original wife. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's a case. The Gemara brings down a case where
I think
you think the husband died, and then they didn't have children, so she has to
Yibum.
You do Yibum, and then it turns out the husband is alive.
Yeah.
No, in the case of Hebrew, she has to get divorced from both of them.
Yeah.
Takes him Mizu.
But I know. She can't remarry the original, can she?
No. She's already a surah. She's a surah bala, but there's no issue on him. He's not surah l'ishtai.
Yeah.
Imkain lo yahavi avida legloy. It says in the Yehuda that since there's no chumrah on him, he's otza. He's not going to do the research. He's fine. Okay, yeah, I think she died. Well, the Messiah Shamik Mar Pagisha Rabadav Sadi Dalag Bisham Gabi Isham Shemi Gune Kilo Veloy Kama Gabi Isha Vida Glui. So he's got a kasha on Lashon Gemara. The Lashon Gemara says By Isha, because Avida L'Gloy. It doesn't say, it says Daika Mitzvah. What does it say there? It says Mishum Miguna Kilo. Why did it say Gabe Isha Avida L'Gloy Mishum Daika? Hainu Mishum Dari Gabe Eid Mipi Shivcha Lo Shach Mitzvah Avida L'Gloy Klal Ve'ikar. Lo Shach Mitzvah Avida L'Gloy Ve'ikar Nemonis Mishum Miguna. So sometimes, in some cases, let's say an aid says she had from a shifcha who's not them and the husband died, right? So Mishum Meguna, Kila Barabana, they'll accept that thing also. And that's it's not because of Daika Mitzvah. She can't go ahead and check the Daika Mitzvah, she's going to pester this aid. How did he die? What did he die? Until she gets to the truth. But when the aid says, I didn't see it, a shifcha told me, right? So Mishum Meguna Kila Barabana, there's no svar of Daika Mitzvah. So you need both svaras. You need the svar of Daika Mitzvah, and also you need Mishum Meguna. You have both. Because by Eid Mipi Shifcha, it's not Shayach B'chlal Daika or Mitzvah.
Unless you go find the shifcha.
Ha'edim is that she'ein Rambam de Rambam shenageh pasal Eidus Isha. Lefi the Rambam nageh is not pasal Eidus Isha. Avashach Isha zois psul acher mishum neitas chal. Oh, so it says no. There's no problem here of negaya. There's no problem with negaya, but there's a different issue here. Chazal pasal the neitas chal, right? Avashach Isha zois psul acher mishum neitas chal lo'ayit. Shezeh gora etzim midin zeh. If a guy testifies, even if you know for sure he's not lying, they ripped out his edus. He's got no edus. So this aid here, he says he saw her dying. Chazal ba'oika the edus, and Mela, even if you know he's telling the truth, it's not edus.
We said it's not edus. Is he backtracking?
So the question is, do you need Eidus B'chal by Isha? What he said before is you don't need Eidus. We know the Emes. Once you know the Emes, I don't care if it's Eidus or not. I guess Chazal said, even in that case, that's not good, we know the Emes. They said that's not, he didn't speak.
It's very strange because Chazal were very
Mekel for Agunos.
Mekel for Agunos.
Okay, keep going. It's interesting. Yeah, good kasha. So now that comes the punchline. This is what we wanted to get to. This is like Dom. What's the difference if the psul is because of Noita Scha or if it's because he's Negeya, right? If it's because he's being paid, so this guy, like the Ramah says, you pay back the money, now the Edus is kasha. He doesn't even have to repeat the testimony. That's what Chazal said. You give back the money, now the Eidus is kasha. Avol negeya, by negeya, ha'eidus she'ed k'shud negeya, bato, v'tzarach lo'ed mechadash. If it was negeya b'dava when he testified, and now he gives the money back, now he's got to testify again. For whatever reason, Chazal, when they said negeya is possible, if it's not taschar, you give back the money, you don't even have to testify again.
His problem was that he repeated his Eidus.
So he
transitioned from.
He doesn't have to. So he's saying you don't have to repeat the. He's saying the Neighbor is saying you don't have to repeat the Eidus.
But in reality, he did.
He didn't have to because the basin asked him to. He didn't have to.
But since he did, he's now a gay bedava. He was no longer Muslim.
Now he's a gay bedava. Yeah. Okay, so here, that's a shach. The feed the shach David inish lachzuki debure. That guy's not going to rely exactly. Oh, this is what you're saying. His aid, now that he testifies again, it's not going to help you. You can't testify again. The shach's arguing on the Ramah, right? Sorry. So you need to have a psak to say of the nishach right? But
okay, this is clever. Okay, He's saying
Shashach
in
might
the,
be
in, the,
in
in the case where they gave
A
din,
psak.
a psak,
Then you can't.
do it. But if we just say we don't believe you,
That's
that's
not-
not a psak din.
So right. Oh. Shashach moed the be'inon nifsek adin gamken. The shach holds you also need a nifsek adin. Even the shach that says you can't be chayzer made, you still need a nifsek adin gamken. Ela shenifsek lechud k'shelo yehayid adayin bezeh chalik al arma. If he testified but there wasn't a psak, gamken kosher achach lahayid. He can retestify if they didn't pass him. V'chei mash meloshna shach v'itavayim b'shach sham. Kol makom nearly sheikar psikas adin hainu. What is ikar psikas adin? Shepaska shadus psula. Says the native here. He's very machmir on what's called a psikas adin. As soon as the dayanim say, "No, we can't accept your din because you paid off," that's called they pass him. That's a major chumr l'chayr. V'imken b'ishes zayis shepaska dayanim shiachzor mayis. Since the dayanim here said, give back the money, vayid mechadash, upos lo idusay she'ayid l'mafreya, shepaska idusay l'mafreya havei nifsek adin. That's called nifsek adin. But l'chol hadays eina mayil idusay mechadash. Now he can no longer testify again.
Okay, but you have a problem here. Because if Basin is telling him to return the money, right? If they wanted to apostle his aidus, then they have no right to say return the money. If they said return the money, what's the reason for that? In other words, they tell him to return the money and then you can testify.
Right.
So what he's saying doesn't jive with the situation.
Why? I don't understand. I'm not hearing Kasha.
Why would Basin tell him to return the money?
They said he's not allowed to take the edus is bottle. If you take your money, the truth is he's using a bad lashon because she never paid him. She put the money by a shlish.
Right.
So they're not saying give him the money back. They're saying your edus is bottle unless you're makabel not to take money.
Right.
Unless you could
So if
testify
right then and there he says, okay, I'm a couple, I won't take the money.
Right. Okay. So then his edus is kosher now.
Okay. And he doesn't have to re-testify, but the aidus then becomes kosher.
That's the question.
That they didn't end there. They said if she wants to give you a gift afterwards,
Right.
it's her choice.
Yeah.
So we're back to square one.
Square is zero here. It's European.
Since he might go ahead and he doesn't want to change his whole thing. Kasha l'chalek ben kva pasku yishu pasel oilai. Who cares if they paskin or not? If there's a problem of avadinish l'achzuke debure, it's irrelevant whether they paskin or not. Imkin kimin sharif prepare chayis pasku lehedya. The Rif holds shaf milsa david legloy mishak kshunageya. Ein bikayach lechalek al divrei arif. Ve'ein li heta noch an aroi. So I can't chalek on Rif and there's no heta.
The Rif holds that.
By Milsa David Gloy. Okay, Adkan. There is one more paragraph I want to see here, which is also very interesting, relevant.
Tomorrow.
Bli Neda.